If I told you that Bitcoin bottomed out on this date last year, it bottomed out on this date 3 years ago, it bottomed out on this date time and time again, averaged over a 7 year period, this is going to blow your mind, I promise. And you can unsubscribe to the channel if it doesn't blow your mind, because this goes hand in hand with when are we going to get that drive and sentiment within the crypto market to break all-time high of total 3, create that alt season, and then get confidence and the liquidity drive that we need, the catalyst that we need to push this market going into 2025 in the biggest bull market that we've had so far. So the trading game, it is all speculation, but when all the data points towards one day, it means that you have to stand up and you pay attention to that date. That date is towards the end of the month, and I'm not going to show you now. This is going to blow your mind, and you can unsubscribe to the channel if it doesn't blow your mind. But up until then, what could potentially happen? Have we got any signal from Bitcoin to lead the market? Remember, Bitcoin's the driving sentiment behind the whole of the crypto market. So Bitcoin leads the way. We can tell Bitcoin leads the way. Bitcoin's the only one that's put in all-time highs within the top cryptocurrencies. So is Bitcoin likely to pull back going into this date towards the end of the month, or is it likely to go sideways, continue to the upside? Because it's all about sentiment, guys. We need the sentiment to come from Bitcoin and go into altcoins. And for that, we need confidence. And this is what I talk about, the break and the close above the total 3. Once we get a break and a close above the all-time high of total 3, that's going to be my signal for alt season. That's when my countdown begins, is once we get that break. So how far away are we from that? We can measure that from where price action is to its all-time high. We need a surge of liquidity into the market outside of Bitcoin, outside of Ethereum, of 132.25 billion. So that's what we need to happen. But before we get that, guys, we need one thing. We need a catalyst to drive the market. What kind of positive sentiment are we going to get to give people confidence to come out of Bitcoin, out of dollars, and go into altcoins, creating that surge of total 3, giving people confidence to rotate their cryptocurrencies into higher risk? And the question we need to ask ourselves is, where could this liquidity come from? Because we do need that drive. We do need that catalyst in the market. And the catalyst in the market could be a new insurge of new money. If it's new money, then Bitcoin can run as well as the altcoins. If it's not new money, then the rotation needs to happen from a risk perspective. That is a pullback in Bitcoin, and that is a surge in altcoins. So if the money come out of Bitcoin, the rotation began, Bitcoin would pull back, and then the altcoins would run. You'd see a drop in dominance, confirming people have got more confidence in altcoins at the moment as far as risks concerned. There's the dominance. You'd see a drop in dominance. You can already see weakness in dominance. We've put in a lower high, and then we're starting to come back down. Once we've tested this previous lower low, sat at 54.57%, after you get a break and after you get a close below there, that is going to signal a real big surge into that total 3. And that's going to create the alt season, the start of alt season. So if we don't get a surge of liquidity, if we don't get any catalyst before the end of the month, how would this play out? Because we're playing out a bit of a top and pattern here. You've got head and shoulders. You've got the left shoulder, you've got the head, and you've got the right shoulder. We know that head and shoulders pattern is a strong indication of a reversal. How do we confirm the reversal? Once we've got a break, and once we've got a close below the right shoulder, that's signaling that the trend's likely to reverse. There's a higher probability that this is going to play out. And how do you measure where it's going to play out? This is where TA blows your mind, guys. From the tip of the head to the neckline, you measure that from the break. Look where that coincides with, guys. Previous build-up of price action, previous build-up of price action. That was the previous resistance that you would expect to flip support. That's an RS flip. So exactly back down to this level here, which is 73,579. So towards the end of the month, could we see a break of this head and shoulders pattern? Could we see a pullback all the way back down to 73,000? And if that happens and Bitcoin dominance continues to go to the downside, that means one thing: liquidity is being sucked out of Bitcoin, going into altcoins. You'll see a surge in total 3. You see a break, you'll see a close, and that's, for me, the start of alt season. Okay, I'm moving away from TradingView now. This is the website that you're going to start seeing more of. This is forecaster.biz, and I've been working with the guys in the background to try and integrate this into my channel and to try and bring you guys an extra tool that you can use to help you have confidence and build weight behind your thesis. That's what it's all about. So the first thing we're going to look at is Bitcoin overbought, is Bitcoin oversold? If it's overbought, are we likely to break the head and shoulders pattern? If we break the head and shoulders pattern, where are we likely to come back down to? Previous resistance to act as support. So let's add weight behind our thesis. So We're in blue at the moment. What does blue mean? We can just click on that. You can see blue means hold. You've got green, which is a strong buy. Every time it goes green, you get a pump. You've got orange, which is a sell, and then you've got red, which is a strong sell. So you could just look at that at a glance, and you can build that on top of your existing analysis to say, are we overbought? Are we oversold? What do we need to prepare for? If we break the neckline, what's going to happen? How far are we likely to pull back? And this is the thing that's going to blow your mind, guys. This blew my mind. This is a seasonality. So what it does is averages the Bitcoin price over a period of time. Period of time. So on the left-hand side here, you've got last year. We can add in last year. You've got the 3-year, you've got the 5-year, we've got the 7-year. Let's add those together. And then the date that I wanted to show you, it's a bit uncanny, guys. As you go down here, 22nd of January, you can see Bitcoin has bottomed out on the 22nd of January, averaged out from last year, 3 years, 5 years, and 7 years. 22nd of January is a significant date. What does that coincide with? That's 2 days after Donald Trump's inauguration. So that week is the week that we need to stand up and pay attention to. It doesn't have to be the 22nd exactly, but that's when we need to start paying attention to. So it's how is the crypto market going to run going into the end of the month? How is it going to run? Are we going to get a pullback in Bitcoin? If we get a pullback in Bitcoin, is the dominance going to drop? If the dominance drops, it's likely to go into the total 3. If we break the previous all-time high of total 3, that's the start of alt season for me. So these are all things that we're going to be preparing for. We're going to be watching out for on this channel. Let me know in the comments, did this blow your mind? Did you find it useful? Have you subscribed because of that? I'll see you tomorrow.